Understanding supertasters and their traits. Supertasters are individuals who have a heightened sense of taste, particularly for certain flavors like bitterness. This trait is linked to having a higher number of taste buds on the tongue, allowing them to experience tastes more intensely than others. Supertasting is a genetic variation that affects how they perceive food flavors. The role of genetics in supertaste. The sensation of supertasting is largely determined by genetics. A gene called TAS2R38 influences the number of bitter receptors on the tongue. People who inherit a particular version of this gene are more sensitive to bitter compounds found in foods like broccoli, kale, and coffee. This genetic variation is common among some populations and less so in others. How supertasters experience food differently. For supertasters, foods that are bitter, spicy, or even sweet can taste more intense. Common foods like coffee, chocolate, and mustard may seem overpowering to them. Conversely, foods that others might find bland or unflavorful can be much more pleasurable. This heightened sensitivity can significantly affect food preferences and eating habits. Impact of supertasting on food choices. Supertasters are often more selective about what they eat due to their heightened taste perception. They tend to avoid bitter or overly spicy foods and prefer milder flavors. Their sensitivity can also lead to a preference for sweeter or more subtle dishes, making their diet different from those with average or non-taster taste profiles. The influence of supertasting on nutrition. While supertasters may avoid bitter vegetables and certain healthy foods like leafy greens, they may also be more sensitive to overly salty or fatty foods, which can help prevent overconsumption of such ingredients. This trait can promote healthier food choices in some cases but may make it harder to embrace a balanced diet rich in various nutrients. Supertasting and cooking preferences. Supertasters often have strong opinions about how food should be prepared. They may avoid overly seasoned or spiced dishes and prefer cooking methods that emphasize fresh, simple ingredients. This can affect how they interact with food culture, as they might shy away from bold or experimental cooking techniques in favor of more traditional approaches. Social implications of supertasting. Social gatherings and shared meals can pose challenges for supertasters. Their heightened sensitivity to certain foods might lead to discomfort in group dining situations, where popular dishes might not align with their taste preferences. This could sometimes create social friction when eating out or at family events. Supertasting's impact on health and wellness. Supertasters' unique sensitivity to certain tastes can influence their overall health and wellness. For instance, their aversion to bitter vegetables might limit their intake of beneficial antioxidants and nutrients. However, their heightened taste sensitivity may also make them more attuned to the need for balanced, less processed diets. Coping with the challenges of being a supertaster. Being a supertaster can require adjustments in how one approaches food. Learning to cook and season foods according to personal taste preferences becomes important. Supertasters might experiment with different herbs, milder spices, or new preparation methods to make foods more palatable, helping to expand their diet while managing heightened sensitivities. Conclusion. Embracing supertasting. While supertasting can make food choices more complex, it also provides a unique perspective on flavor and dining. By understanding how supertasters experience taste, individuals can find ways to adapt their eating habits to maintain a balanced diet while still enjoying food in a way that suits their heightened taste sensitivity.